back. I just wanted to talk to you today about being a judge and giving feedback. And on those occasions where you are judging a competition where there is an option for you to give written feedback, I really want to encourage you to do this. And I'm going to take off my glasses so you don't get the reflection off the screen. But I want to read you two very different groups of feedback that I've received over a 10-year period, just to give you a feel for what it's like from the competitor's point of view to receive that written feedback and to have that help in developing floral art and the learning that comes with competition work. So if we go back 10 years to 2009, these are results from a large competition that we have here in Australia. It runs over 2 weeks. There are 6 or 7 sessions of floral art, and in each of those sessions we would expect to stage, or we could stage, up to 7 designs. So plenty of scope for people to try their hand and to get some feedback, to do that learning as we talked about earlier in the video. So when I look back at the feedback that I got in 2009, when I was starting out and I valued the opinions of the judges and I thought this was the best way to learn. So I probably, in those days, I probably would have entered about 15 designs over that period of time, and I got back 7 written lots of comments. Even in those days, not all judges gave you written comments. And this video really is for judges. I really want to encourage you. I want you to understand the importance for competitors of getting that written feedback. So all of these feedback sheets are done blind, so they don't know who the competitor is. They're just writing, the judge is just writing on the basis of the design that's being presented and how they've judged it and what they feel is lacking in terms of principles and elements of design. So it always relates back to the things that they're judging on. So some of the comments I got then that in this design, the cones, I'd made some cones for the flowers, were very innovative. These, however, were quite dominant in the design. The staging was also very dominant. More could have been made to effect with the spheres in the design. So quite useful information about dominance, and you'll hear that there are things that across the board in this year that I did things with dominance that I shouldn't have done. Manipulation of the foliage was excellent and innovative. However, the glass container was not harmonious with the design. So again, got to think about, what am I trying to show off, the container or the plant material? The knitted material was very dominant for this design, overpowering the plant material. Emphasis on the flowers woven would have improved the design, but it was a good concept. So, trademarks since that time have been innovation in my work, and what I got from all of this feedback was that I have to look at what is dominating the design. I've got to step back and I've got to think about the dominance in the design. Your bags of Aussie Riches was a good idea, but your placings of flowers and foliage need to be integrated into the overall design. So again, it's about placement and about dominance. Good condition of plant material, but the non-plant material is dominating the design. More plant material should have been used. Overall balance has not been achieved. More height required in the foliage section to balance the design. More focal texture, the main focal texture is too overpowering for the rest of the materials and the frame. Wiring is untidy. If wiring is visible, it needs to be decorative, too much of the same colour. So all of that information that I got back as a competitor was part of my learning. So the next year, or even the next time when I competed, I had that in my mind. And each year, I will go back to these comments and I will look at these comments in terms of critiquing my designs. As my design skills have developed, I still need that feedback, and I need it from judges because I value that information. Let me fast forward to this year, and this is the reason for the video and my call out to judges. This year I staged 33 designs over a 10-day period. A lot of effort, a lot of work, and these designs have to be staged between midnight and 8 o'clock in the morning, ready for judging. So it also involves being out of the normal sequence of events and for me I have to travel. It's an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours drive to the venue, and so I have to do that. So I'm leaving at 10 o'clock at night, and I've packed up all of my staging materials, and then I'll put the designs together in that 7 or so hours that I've got to gather everything together ready for judging. So that's a lot of effort, and none of us who do this competition do it for the money, because you just wouldn't. You don't make back what you put into it. Even in terms of the flower, the plant material that you put in, and the staging and the travel for me, all of those things. It's not about the money. It's about learning. It's about developing my skills. It's about getting feedback from the judges. Now, this competition, like most others, has a time when you can listen to what the judges have got to say about the designs, but I find that it's very difficult for them, as well as for us as competitors, to be very specific about the designs that they're looking at. They can, but there's this unwritten etiquette about you don't talk about someone's design unless they're there, and you don't compare one design to another, which is reasonable as well. So because of the travel, I don't get to those sessions where they're giving the verbal feedback, and we have always been assured that there will be written feedback. Now, for a couple of years we've had international judges. For 2 years in a row we had Gregor Lersch as a judge, and he sat down in front of each design and he meticulously wrote out some comments for every competitor on that design that had been presented to him to judge. And this is done in a language that is not his first language, so we really appreciate not just that they were Gregor Lersch comments, but that as a judge he took the time to match the effort that we had put in staging the designs. So imagine my disappointment, if you will. This year, staging 33 designs, I got two judges' sheets came back, and one of them is a single line that says Australian flora only rosellas used in the design, which is just giving me an indication of why that design was disqualified. And I knew that on the day, so that was fine, and I respect the fact that the judges actually put that down in case I didn't know and didn't hear her on the day. And the other one, same judge, but quite comprehensive comments, and I appreciate the comments that she's put down there. But this particular judge judged 3 sessions, so she would have judged probably between 12 and 15 of my designs over that period of time, and only 2 of them warranted some sort of written comment. She's usually very good at giving feedback, so I can't, as a competitor, I can't understand why that didn't happen. Judges have stewards with them. If it's too difficult for you as a judge to contain your thoughts on each individual design, ask your stewards to write it down, because the bottom line is these bits of paper are vitally important for competitors. And if we don't encourage competitors and don't help them to learn by your judging critiques, then you're not going to have competitions to judge. It's as simple as that. I have made a decision about this particular competition that I won't compete next year to the same extent that I have been. And this is something I've been doing for the last 12 years. And I'm at a point now where I feel like if I can't learn from the judges, what is the point of me putting in that effort? So today, I just want you to think about that. Think about it from the competitor's point of view. Give them some feedback in a form that they can continue to use, because it is important for us all. We have manuals for our rules. We would like to, I think, individually be able to collate a manual for our judges' comments so that we can continue to learn. I hope that you do give it some thought, and I hope that you're kind to me if you are judging me at some international event in the future. I'm Kim Bailey.